Welcome back, and thanks for staying with us. Yesterday, we discussed the incident that happened in Abia State with the widow who was tied and flogged. We have heard that she has been rescued by the First Lady of Abia State, Nkechi Piazu. But it is sad that the tale of two other women that happened in Cross River State, where they were lynched to death. Joining us to discuss this is the Commissioner of Police for Cross River State, Aminu Al-Hassan. Commissioner Hamilu Al-Hassan, you're on the show with us. You're live right now. Welcome to the show. Good morning.
Oh, thank you. Good morning.
Good morning, sir. Can you hear me?
Yes, I'm hearing
Awesome.
you. Good morning.
So,
how are you?
We're very good, but we're sad. You know, every Nigerian is sad. Maybe more so because we're women and we realize that this could easily have been us without the right enlightenment. Sir, can you establish exactly, based on your information, what did you know happened and what has been done so far?
Well, good morning, viewers. Though we're not seeing each other, but the information is not really long. A woman in one village, Boje community in one of our areas in Cross River State, complained to her son, or maybe just make alarm to her son. His son is also one of the youth leaders in that community. She makes allegation that one of the women who are working for the church, who are even preparing the church, that was on Saturday, preparing the church against Sunday, has bewitched the mother. And that is what caused the whole thing. The boy or the man mobilized his own friends, youth, and everybody. They went and started beating the woman. And even another woman that is with her was not spared. This one is in a very remote community, very far from even the local government capital. So in the end, these people were lynched. It was after the death, after the incident, that we come to know of the matter. So right now, as I'm talking to you, some arrests have been made because the two community leaders who we suspect must have sanctioned that one. The woman who made the superior allegation has been arrested.
Vanguard.
The boy whose mother now informed him or maybe alerted him of this unfortunate incident is on the run. Right now, even the youth are not there, but we have already committed the whole thing to our state CID. They are going there. The arrest made by the DPO will be accepted. Then the investigation commences. So this is where we are now.
All right, thank you, sir. We have another question from Nima.
Yes, so this is a societal problem. And as you said, I'm happy that you said arrests have been made. And I hope that the entire process will be shown to the people. But how much advocacy do you think is happening within those communities presently to change people's mindsets about the fiction called witches?
Did you hear the question, sir?
No, the thing is off air. Please let me hear the part of it.
Okay. So Nima was asking that what advocacy is going on ground concerning how to deal, because it's a thing that has happened.
Enlighten people.
Yes, enlighten people about this thing called witchcraft and how we're dealing with it.
Okay, if that is the question, do I understand maybe what we are going to do? Because right now, we on our own here now in the state, we are working with many NGOs who are furthering the cause of women, and we are working with them in a way that all the people that are involved in this matter If this one would be the first time something like this will be taken, we will do it to the logical conclusion. Any person who is involved in this issue, killing or committing murder of two elderly persons who are within the community, just implicating them, definitely will go to the logical end of the matter. No stone will be left unturned. This is the assurance I'm giving our own public Nigeria.
Okay. Sir, my question is, is there like data to show if this is a regular occurrence in that community or its environs? Is this something, is this a belief system? Is this a belief that they have? And has the police, have there been other cases that the police had to intervene? And how often will you say such a thing happens? Just so that we even have an idea, really, of the mindset of the sort of people we're talking about, and then we can go from there.
No, this is the first time we're getting an issue like this from any of the communities in Cross River State. I have spent already 1 year here, so there was nothing like that. But that doesn't mean that there is no cases or cases of jungle justice somewhere, but not pertaining to women. But for this one now, as I'm telling you, this is the first time we're hearing that a woman charged for wizardry is now witchcraft. They are lynched and killed. And unfortunately, it is in a very remote village. And by the time we got the information, it was already another day. Because we got the information on Sunday. And this thing happened on Saturday. So as per the data, we can say that this is one out of 10 that must have happened maybe more than 1 year ago, because throughout my stay here, there was nothing like that. No situation where a woman was killed because of any witchcraft or any community hatred. I really sympathize with the family, because for somebody to wake up, his mother has gone to reconcile with God by cleaning the church at her age of 64 or 72, and some miscreants will now just wake up without any conclusion to go and kill all of them. It's unfortunate, and I pray that we will all be together to ensure that we reverse this kind of trend wherever it is happening in Nigeria.
So I wanted to just ask you, sir, what would be the punishment to these people, these people that were involved in the lynching? What would be the charges against them? And what would be the maximum punishment they would get, so that some people that are considering that join in this jungle justice, because this is part of jungle justice. Can you hear me, sir?
I'm hearing you very, very well.
Okay, so please, can you tell us, like,
what will be the consequences?
The consequences.
I will tell you, the consequences are many. Identify people in any mob action, in any group action, they are all liable.
Yeah.
So any person found being part of this, particularly the person who mobilized other youth to go and kill the two women, they have committed murder, all of them. This is not a new thing. Any person who partake in any, even the woman who provoke and cause the alarm, who is now in her hand,
malicious,
is already liable for it.
Good.
The only thing is that it's not only police investigation. This matter, after due and credible investigation, will still go to DPP.
Good.
And the DPP will also advise wisely and in a legal way on how to really charge the people and arraign the principal parties. But any person involved is liable.
All right, Nima.
Okay, so because there's a culture of, witchcrafts and all of that, I'm hoping that you partner the community heads of these communities and start an advocacy to change mindset. So people understand that the consequence for this is murder. They will think twice before, falsely accusing anyone. Are you doing that within the communities, sir?
Yes, definitely. This is a very simple matter. Everybody knows the difference between right and wrong.
Exactly.
And those people who have done it, they have started fleeing the community. They know what they have done. And definitely, the act of the law would not just be restricted to those people that are just arrested, but it will expand to all those people who have masterminded the killing.
Okay, so I know I'd asked previously about data to show, and that was just to show if this was a cultural belief. But from your response, it seems that it may not be cultural. Could it be just an opportunistic, event? Is it associated with drugs? What age group of people were involved in this? Were they really young? Were they involved in, is it, a drug haze? I just really want to understand, because if this was a cultural thing, you may have heard of instances, even if it did not lead to death, of instances where people are accused of witchcraft and, try to be lynched or punished for that. But if you don't have that data, could it just be a group of people who, just had an opportunity and decided to do this?
I agree with you. In fact, I wholesale agree with you that this is a mastermind of an event that shouldn't have taken place. In normal issues, even in community matters, we usually ask somebody to defend himself. And at any point where somebody says he is not guilty, what is leveled against him is wrong, that it needs to go about with him that way until the matter is proven against him.
Yes.
But this one now is a complete double justice.
Yes.
Even somebody who is the second woman who was with the other woman charged did not commit any witchcraft. Or was not even blamed for any witchcraft. But she was just maybe to silence the issue. This one is a group murder. And the law has to take its course. Because without doing anything to serve as lesson. In fact, even if it is traditionally observed or agreed, then that one will even justify arresting the chiefs. Because we have the chiefs, the two chiefs of the two communities, they are all there. And all of them will account for it. They will tell us if it is if it is traditional for somebody charged, not even proven with witchcraft, should be killed.
Yes.
Then they should go for it. We will tell them that the Constitution is ahead of whatever is their own community thinking.
Okay, sir, there was a very important question that Mariam asked concerning the age range and if they did this under the influence. We know that some people, when they are under the influence of some drugs, their reactions are not normal. It might help if you will let us know the age range of the people that were involved in the lynching, and if, based on investigation, were they under influence or it was just cold-blooded murder?
I agree with you. I agree with you because it's only when we arrest the people who will know whether they were involved in any drug addiction or they were under the influence of any sort of drug. But right now, the people who have arrested is only the woman and the two chiefs. And definitely all the people involved will be arrested. As I'm talking to you, the team has already left. They are already almost reaching there because from Calabar to that place is another long distance. But the DDO has maintained the community so that there will not be any upsurge, and if there is any suspicious movement of escape, we can make a further arrest. But as I'm talking to you now, all is going well.
Okay.
We have to do our work. We have to display what we can do to ensure that similar incidents of this matter will not take place again. And any person who is saying, he will know that this is what has happened to the other people who had done it before.
Thank you so much, sir. It was nice having the Commissioner for Police for Cross River State, Commissioner Aminu Hassan. Thank you so much. You gave us a major important information, which is that if you're involved in lynching, you're a murderer. Everyone involved in mob action are murderers, and they will be facing the justice system. We'll take a quick break. When we return, we'll still stay in this conversation, but we'll be releasing the Commissioner and bringing in another guest from Cross River State to talk more. Stay with us. We'll be right back.